Hello friends and audience members who may become friends. Today is Sunday, and Satan is hard at work trying to tempt us to buy audio software we don't need. So I'm also working, trying to help you save your money. We're going to do a quick demonstration of Beatskillz SampleX. This is a vintage sampler emulator. I saw the advertisement for it today and I thought, I wonder if it's any good. You see, I already have 3 such plugins. I have WaveTracing SP950, Inphonik RX950, and TAL-DAC. These are all designed to replicate the hardware limitations of vintage samplers to give you that crunchy sound. So after the break, I will be demoing all of these plugins and deciding whether SampleX makes a meaningful contribution to my vintage sampler sound ecosystem. Alright, here we are in Logic, and I've printed out 4 stems from a work in progress of mine. Just a little boom bap-ish hip-hop tune that goes like this. So that kind of feel. I have put all of the resampler plugins on the track stack, and we'll just go through these plugins and see what they offer us. But first, a message from our sponsor. Me. If you like what you see or would like to see more, please share this content, subscribe to my channel. I'm a professional musician. I'm working a day job that I hate. I would like to not work a day job that I hate. And so I am explicitly asking for your help. Like, subscribe, share, help me get the social traction I need to do music tech tutorials and music and other music-like things full-time. Opening up SampleX, we are greeted by the nag screen, because I'm using the demonstration version. Skeuomorphic design is hit and miss, funny looking. Even when there are plugins that are emulations of real hardware, it's kind of jarring to see skeuomorphic design. This is very large, and it can't be resized, apparently. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's weird. I can't... Well, I can tell you right now I'm not a fan. This is, you have to drag the mouse around in order to get the range of the knob. You can't drag it sideways or up and down. That's not a good look, Beatskillz. That's not a good look. Okay, well, let it be how it be. Okay, so we have the bit depth all the way down to 4 bits. Though you had sampled the record faster and then put it in your SP1200 or your S950 or whatever, and then slowed it down. That's what the shift knob is for. That's kind of cool. All right. Drive. No gain compensation though. Gotta say that's a little off-putting. Double click to reset. That's nice. The manual says that the filter here is based on a 24 decibel per octave low-pass filter from a vintage monosynth. So it sounds mini-mogish to me. I assume that's what they're after. Which is odd. So, I have a complaint about this. Sorry, I'm full of complaints. So the frequency, here's 1 kilohertz, here's 5. here's 10. So it's like we're stepping 5, 10, 15, 20 on the filter, but it shouldn't be linear because there's so little difference between here, when the filter's all the way open, and here. And it's like that's a whole quarter of the filter space. That means basically nothing. And even taking it down to 9 or 8 kilohertz, you're like, okay, that's not a substantial difference in the timbral quality. But all of the difference is made right here. You want to be able to have finer adjustment down here in this range, right? So that's problematic. I don't know why people put floppy drives on plugins. It's like, that's cool, I guess. The presets are mostly based on vintage hardware. We have some E-mu SP1200, AKAI S-900, and Sonic Mirage, SP12, AKAI S-612, and S950. Okay, these are all just intended to evoke a certain vibe. You can scroll through some of them. I've never actually used an SP1200, but it sounds like it, I guess. Okay, so you have a basic idea of what this plugin is capable of accomplishing. They have all of these AKAI S900, S612, S950 presets, but they've included a ladder filter from the Minimoog, is my assumption, instead of AKAI's 6-pole, however many decibels per octave that is, low-pass filter, which the RX950 and SP950 both have. Now, we're going to just look at those briefly and do some feature comparison. All right, and here we have the Inphonik RX950 Classic ADDA converter. This is based on the circuitry of the AKAI S950. We have the input gain. This can be driven, and it goes all the way up to 20 decibels. And this will wreck your signal. If you really want it to be hot sounding, you have that option afforded to you. And it's pretty neat. You have your audio bandwidth, which goes from 19.2 kilohertz all the way down to 3 kilohertz. You can set the bandwidth when you're sampling into an AKAI sampler. You can say, okay, I only want it to go up to 6 kilohertz or 10 kilohertz or however, and that will allow you to conserve space in your sampler RAM. And that will affect the sonic signature of the sample, and that is reflected here. Here we have an emulation of the infamous 6th order filter. This filter is very, very steep. It's great if you want to isolate bass frequencies. For example, if you want to just have the bass line of a sample, you can do that with this filter. And then we have output gain and mono switch. Settings under the hood include GUI scaling and brilliance, which sounded to me, based on the manual, like a high shelf EQ band that would be applied when the bandwidth knob was all the way open. So you can boost or attenuate the high frequencies, basically. So let's have a listen to how this sounds. Let's turn down the gain and then drive it. Yeah? Very crunchy. Very, very crunchy. All right. Here is the 6th order filter. Like I said, great for isolating bass lines. Here we have the SP950 by WaveTracing. It is designed to emulate the sonic characteristics of the E-mu SP1200 sampler, but it also features the 6th order low-pass filter from the AKAI S950. SP950 defaults to mono sum, but you can choose mono left, mono right, or stereo. For processing your audio, there's an included bypass button. You can change the display to any one of 6 colors, and you can fine-tune the shifting instead of going by integer value. And you can also engage extreme shifting. So this is like the shift knob on SampleX, basically. You can see right here on the GUI 33 RPM, 45 RPM. So if you were playing a 33 1/3 RPM at speed, sampling into an SP1200, then it would sound like this. If you're playing a 33 RPM at 45 and sampling in, then to slow it back down to pitch, it would sound like this. And likewise for a 78 RPM record. That sounds like this one doesn't feature any gain control. A little bit of stepping on the filter buttons, okay. For smooth automation, I guess. Very simple, very straightforward implementation. And last but not least, we have TAL-DAC, which is based on the resampling section of TAL-Sampler by TAL, Patrick Kuhns. So this is a very, very comprehensive model. So you're able to not just emulate the SP1200 or the S950, but you can emulate other AKAI models like the S1000 and the E-mu Emulator 2, CMI, Lin LM1. So you have a wide range of capabilities using this plugin. Let's have a sound demo. Basically, the volume knob right here is your input gain. You can drive it pretty hard. I wish there was some kind of gain compensation, but it is what it is. You can get ultra dirty if you want to. Sample rate goes from 44.1 all the way down to 1 kilohertz. And quality lets you introduce aliasing back into the signal. This is, I'm not exactly sure whether this is filter or an oversample process or what it is, but if you turn quality down, you get more aliasing. Bitscale allows you to basically rescale the volume before bit reduction. So if you had it down at like 4 bits, 5 bits, like we're not even hearing anything. See, it's just barely coming in. But then you turn bit scaling up and it scales the volume and suddenly you can hear the whole signal. Wow, isn't that cool? Moolah compression is basically like the AM6070 chip in the Lin LM1, and if you use delta encoding, you can have the bias be toward low frequency signals. Instead of, it'll basically just not encode the high frequency stuff. So that's cool. And then we have down here our reconstruction modes. We have hold, variable, linear, and syncate interpolation. And so syncate is based on the AKAI S-1000, and hold is kind of like the dirty mode. There's more aliasing here than in variable or linear. And syncate has just a little bit of aliasing. Then you have reconstruction filters, and these are pretty steep filters, but basically make it so that you can't hear any aliasing when you're using hold mode, which is nice. You can add jitter, which would be a common thing on very old hardware. You'd have clock jitter and kind of dirties up the signal a little bit. And then you have amp drive, which is 8 times oversampled. Some other gain simulation. We can reasonable approximation of driving hardware. Then we have the shelving EQ, have high and low. And your volume and dry wet control, which are self-explanatory. So this is a very versatile piece of software. You can get tones from a wide range of samplers. It includes a few presets, so you kind of have some starting material to work with. It looks really rocket sciencey, but it's really fun to play with. So here are some more of my thoughts for you, completely unsolicited. One consideration is cost. TAL-DAC is free for TAL Sampler owners. If you just want to buy that instead of TAL Sampler, then it's 25 bucks on its own. Not bad. Inphonik RX950, 19 euro. WaveTracing SP950, 20 euro. Now, SampleX, $39. Ooh, that's on sale. It's on sale right now because they've just released it. And it's normally 69. Ooh, wow. That's a lot. For this plugin, that 19 euro, $25 plugins can match or exceed. Now, I know that I harped on about bad design with SampleX at the beginning of the video. And yeah, it kind of stinks that you can't just click and drag up and down on the knobs. You can use the mouse wheel, but you just want to be able to click and drag. The skeuomorphic design as implemented in RX950 and SP950 is pleasant. They kind of look 3D, but it's not distracting in its implementation. SampleX is distinctly distracting. The interface wasn't resizable, which was fine for the SP950, but not fine for this enormous monstrosity taking up half of my screen. The knobs are an absolute pain to work with. Why can't we have just click and drag up and down? All the other plugins have click and drag up and down knobs. That's industry standard. SP950, minimal, very effective. RX950, also minimal, also very effective. TAL software, a little rocket sciencey, but it's great value for the money. And if you already have TAL Sampler, you already have TAL-DAC as well. But again, SampleX is $39 on sale. Twice as much as most of these plugins. Based on my experience with the demo, I wouldn't be interested. I can't recommend this. I wouldn't recommend this. If you bought this, I feel sorry for you. You just got the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. So once more, this is kind of a no-brain deal. We have three excellent pieces of software that do what they say on the box, very solid for $19, $20, $25. And then we have SampleX, which costs twice as much and does about half as much, half as well. The moral of the story, always try before you buy. If you liked this content, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, give the video a like. If you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments, and once again, I will mock your bad grammar. Until next time. I'm uninstalling this from my computer right now.
Like, subscribe, share, follow me on social media, blah, blah, blah.